What's up, everybody? What's going on, folks? Welcome to the True Trading Group live stream. My name is Michael Edward, former award-winning hedge fund trader, now the current head trader at True Trading Group. For those that don't know, TTG is the fastest growing, highest rated online premium educational platform that's available to the retail trader today. We combine a professional trading educational curriculum that's both in-depth and complex, yet it's very easy to understand and implement. We combine that with over $4,000 worth of premium tools from today's top financial technology companies, all yours free as part of your annual TTG membership. To top that all off, we are a community of active, educated, like-minded, helpful traders and investors that are led by TTG's team of professional full-time trading moderators that have over 100 years of combined trading experience, currently sporting about a collective 80% win rate with a focus on stocks, options, crypto, futures, day trading, swing trading, and long-term investing. And by the way, we actually give a damn whether you succeed or fail. Results matter at TTG. Your success matters. Your results are measurable through your P&L. Okay, so if you guys are ready to learn, trade, and profit, welcome. If this is your first time on one of the True Trading Group live streams, we do this 6 nights a week, Sunday through Friday, right here on this YouTube channel. We also stream on Twitter, Facebook, and Twitch, where myself, other TTG Pro traders, but also special guests will drop golden nuggets and provide you with some key lessons that can help you become better traders and investors immediately. If you guys have not done so already, make sure that you subscribe to the channel, smash that like button, turn on your notifications, make sure you never miss out on any one of these free trading streams. Folks, let's get ready. Your very first lesson I'll share with you here tonight. Why should you listen to anything that I cover on my lives? It's crucial to understand who you're getting your information from. Okay, getting information from the wrong people or getting the wrong information can cost you both time and money. I know you don't have an unlimited supply of either. So allow me to qualify myself to you guys first. I started my career working for a fund in New York City. That's where I got myself started. Then 2008 happened, and that was the Great Recession, the stock market crash, but also the same year that I received one of the firm's Trader of the Year awards. But before that, before I was ever able to touch even $1 of their money, I had to go through an intensive training program. I had access to some of the top trading tools. And I was part of a community of like-minded traders that helped ensure my success. And that is exactly what the True Trading Group platform is based on here now today. Now that we are formally introduced, let's talk about how this live stream is going to go down. Another sell-off day in the markets as the stock market crash of 2022 continues, as we are now dangerously close to that February low. The February low that everybody thought was the bottom, except us here at True Trading Group. If you've been following my streams for a while, I've been telling you guys for the last couple of weeks that I do not believe that February 24th low, I do not believe that was the bottom. I do think that we moved lower, and we are certainly heading back to that area in a hurry. We're going to start things off with a Q&A. I'm going to give some time for people to log on, ask me questions, whatever's on your mind. You got a trader with about 17 years of experience telling you to ask me anything. I'm here to help. Then I've got a little announcement I want to share with everybody about the TTG membership. For those that have missed it the last couple of nights, we've made a little couple changes, and then I'll tell you how you can join the TTG platform, the discounts, the free gifts, the incentives, what you can actually get, how you can join the TTG platform. I'll share that with you, and then when we're finished with that, I will cover some of the main topics of the live stream, which are what happened today regarding a little whipsaw action regarding some news headlines. Okay, I actually lost some money today thanks to a whipsaw action on some news headlines that turned out to be inaccurate. News headlines that were initially covered by many large, credible, mainstream media sources, and turned out that the news headline was completely out of context and was actually old. It was recirculated. It was not breaking news, but algorithms reacted to it. I also reacted to it, and it ended up costing all those algorithms and myself some money. So we're going to talk about that today. How did that happen? How did I handle it? How did I deal with it? How did I control my risk, even though things ended up not being what they seemed when the news first initially broke? So what was the news and how did I handle it? We're going to cover that. Then we're going to cover what does this now mean, though, for the overall markets? Now that the crash has continued and we're now moving back down towards those lows. Do those lows hold? Do we break? Do we move lower? What do we think is going to happen? I'll break all that down for you guys here on this live stream and tell you what I think the markets are going to do over the next couple of days. And then when we are finished with that, at the end, for those interested, I will show you the TTG platform. I use the word platform very specifically because we are not just a chat room with courses. We have tools and resources that professional traders use on a daily basis to make better informed decisions. They are all on the platform for you guys, including your membership. So I'll show you what all of those different things look like later on in the live. Okay, but first, Q&A. Guys, don't be shy. Start typing questions in chat right now. Whatever's on your mind, I'm here to help. There's no such thing as a stupid or silly question. Asking questions is how you learn. So folks, let's go ahead right now, start typing questions in chat, and let's begin that Q&A. We know you're planning on being in the markets forever, but how long will you continue to be the head trader of TTG? For as long as I'm in the markets. As long as I'm in the markets, brother. I love this stuff. It's my passion. There's two things that I would, there's two things I can do for until I'm blue in the face, and that's talk stocks and talk sports. So anybody that wants to ever talk to me about stocks and sports, I'm here. Okay, I'm here. So let's, I'll be here for as long as I'm doing this, folks. You're never getting rid of me. Hey, yo, I've learned so much with TTG. Proud to be lifetime now. Yes, Brad Doyle, new lifetime member. Brad just became a lifetime member today. Brad Doyle, you are stuck with me for life now, brother. Glad to have you as part of the lifetime gang. The lifetime TTG gang continues to grow. I love it. Brad, welcome for life. Lewis says, what are your thoughts on the current oil situation? Do you think we will see a pullback? My current thoughts on the oil situation are oil is going to remain at elevated levels for a very long time. This is not temporary. This oil shock is going to be long lasting. Oil prices are going to be elevated for a long time. And even once there is some type of a resolution here and we can fix supply, oil can drop $20 a barrel and still be at 100, which is still very high. You know, we all had some news today where the U.S. is banning Russian oil, Germany coming on there as well, the U.K. You know, some European countries are not able to kind of ban Russian energy like the U.S. is. The U.S. only gets 3% of their energy or their oil from Russia. European countries, far greater than that. Far greater than that. So the problem is that European countries are far too dependent on Russia for their energy. It's going to take time for this problem to be resolved. Oil was going higher with or without a Russia invasion of Ukraine. That just added gasoline to the fire. We don't have enough supply to meet demand. You know, there has been far too little investment in you know, upstream pipelines within the United States, where United States oil producers have not expanded, you know, CapEx as much as they have in the past. And we are left with lower supply than we can meet than to meet the demand. That was happening. You were going to get $90 to $100 barrel oil with or without a Russia-Ukraine invasion. Now Russia-Ukraine invasions pushed it up into the 130s. So I don't think oil is going to really sell off significantly anytime soon. You can trade it, you know, like you can trade oil. I think you'll get like a pullback, but I don't think, like, when we talk about like a meaningful sell-off in oil, meaningful meaning like oil is going to go back to like $70 a barrel, right? Like for that to happen, I don't see that happening for a long time. You know, head of commodities at Goldman Sachs actually today set his price target for oil this year of $135 a barrel. And then his price target next year is $115 a barrel. That's still insanely high. Insanely high. So I think oil is going to be expensive for the foreseeable future. You know, I labeled energy as my number one sector pick this year. January 2nd, I issued I published an 18-page report on my market outlook for 2022, and I said energy was my number one pick. The energy sector as a whole is already up 40% this year. It's March 8th. Now, I've been long Chevron, Exxon, Occidental, Pioneer, Devon. I've been Marathon. I've been long all these companies, and I actually took some profit off on them today. I mean, just look at these stocks. I mean, this is just absolute insanity what you're seeing Chevron do here. And I took some profit off on Chevron today. Same thing, ExxonMobil. I took some profit off. Devon, Pioneer, Marathon, One Oak. Right. I mean, these are then ConocoPhillips was the other one. ConocoPhillips. So I did take some profit off, but I'm still net long on all those oil stocks, and I'm going to be net long them for a while because I think oil is going to trade up here for the foreseeable future. Hey, Mike, I turned a good trade into a losing trade today because I couldn't afford more than one contract and held too long. One contract on NVIDIA this AM. When should I have sold, by your opinion? So I guess you're talking, you were long, I guess you were long. I mean, I don't know. I don't know enough details about your trade. I don't know when you got in and when you got out. So I mean, I really can't answer the question. Did you buy it here? Did you buy it here? Did you buy it here? I don't know. Did you buy here? I don't know when you bought, and I don't know when you sold. So that is going to be too difficult of a question for me to answer. How do you get so good at interpreting the news, and what are your main sources of news? I mean, I've also been doing this for about professionally. I've been doing this since like 2007. So, you know, I have a lot of experience with news and news catalysts, and you know how the markets react, and geopolitical and macroeconomic factors. A lot of that does come with experience. And the more that you follow along with markets, the more cycles and events and catalysts you will go through. And you'll start to become more familiar with how markets react to certain things, because there's always going to be a catalyst. There's always something the market's worried about. You know, it's just a matter of what is it. You know, you're always going to have those catalysts for the bullish argument or the bearish argument. That'll always be there. You just have to know, you know, how you interpret it. My news sources, my number one news source is going to be the Benzinga news feed that we have inside of our chat room. It's free with your membership, and it gives you access to real-time, up-to-the-second news alerts inside of our chat. There's also a Squawk Box feature where if you don't want to read the news, you can actually just turn on the Squawk, and a person will actually read news headlines to you as they come across the wire. Invaluable tool, especially in an environment like we are in now, where it seems like every hour almost you're getting some type of a news headline or update that is moving the market one way or the other. The overall trend being down, but you're getting these like pops in the middle of the day and then fades, and like, you know, flip-flopping news headlines that are coming out from different sources. So, you know, in times where you have a lot of headline risk, you really got to make sure that you have some real-time news, so that you're, as soon as the markets move, you know the reason. You know, the worst place for a trader to be is when a stock or the market makes a drastic move and the trader has no idea why. That's the worst position for a trader to be in. So make sure that you use that Benzinga news feed. I also will rely on Bloomberg, and I also have CNBC on at all times during the day. CNBC is on my television. It's actually the only channel my television in my office has ever seen. My television in my office has never seen a channel other than CNBC. So that's where I really rely on my news for. Those three, I'd say those three factors, or those three sources rather, are going to be right up there. Hey, Mike, what trading exercise would you recommend to get emotions under control? Good question, Kevin. Okay, Kevin. So I'd say that the couple of different exercises to get your emotions under control. And folks, this leads me to March 28th. Don't forget, guys, on March 28th, I am hosting a live workshop that is called The Psychology of Trading, Controlling Emotions to Achieve Profitability. Okay. That is going to be on March 28th. It is free for True Trading Group members, but you must register for the event. Okay. You'll go to your member dashboard. If you are a member, go to your member dashboard, go to event registration. The event will be there. You can click on that. You can register for that event. It's live. It's free for members. They don't have to pay anything for it. It's included with your membership, but it is for TTG members only. So if you're not a member and you want to join me on that workshop, you got to make sure that you guys become part of the TTG fam. Some exercises to control your psychology. First, make sure that before you ever enter a trade, you can answer these 4 questions. Where's your stop loss? Where's your first, second, and third take profit targets? If you do not know the answer to those 4 questions, you cannot enter the trade. That's first and foremost, because you need to have a game plan before you ever enter a trade. Having a game plan is a crucial aspect of controlling emotion, because if you do not have a game plan, the only thing you are left with to make decisions is price action and emotions of the price action. And price action can be very emotional. You have big green candles and then big red candles and happy green candles and scary, angry green candles. And you get, caught up in that action. It's a lot easier when you just say, okay, I'm going to buy the stock at 10. When it gets to $9.40, I'm going to get out because I'm wrong. If it gets to 10.50, I'm going to sell some. If it gets to 11, I'll sell more. And then when it gets to 11.75, I'll take my final profit. When you have that game plan and now the stock goes from 10 up to 10.15, then down to 9.70, it's a lot easier for you to not care about that back and forth action, because your game plan is sell at 9.40 or take profit at 10.50. And everything in between that is meaningless to you. It literally means nothing to you. You just, hey, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to do this when the stock gets to this price. So when you have that game plan, it's easier to just chill out when you're in a trade and just let the stock move. And then you react when it gets to those price points. And that's a good way for you to keep emotion out of it. The second exercise that you need to do, because even with your game, if you have a game plan, if you get this part wrong, it's not going to matter. You've got to figure out what your true risk tolerance actually is. Now, what your risk tolerance is what is the dollar amount that you're okay losing when you are wrong on a trade? What's the number that you're like, okay, I'm wrong. I'm going to take my loss. I'm going to move on. What number is that? A lot of people think that number is a lot higher than it actually is. I'll give you an example. Somebody might say, oh, I'm okay risking $500. $500 on every trade. I'm okay risking $500. Are you? Okay. If you're okay risking $500 on a trade, let's say your stop loss is 940 and all of a sudden the stock's at 958, 960, and you find yourself down $325. If you start to get uncomfortable at that moment, well, guess what? Your risk tolerance is not 500. Your risk tolerance is actually probably 350. It's the moment that you start to become uncomfortable. People say to me all the time, they're like, Mike, how do you have the patience that you do? Like, you've got balls of steel. How do you let a stock come down and stay calm, and then it holds your stop loss area, then the stock continues? Like, how do you stay in that trade? It's not that, oh, I've got balls of steel, I just hold on to the diamond hands. No, that's not what it is. It's that I am properly position sized for this. So I am perfectly okay when a stock comes down to my stop loss. I'm not sweating. My leg's not shaking. I don't have my finger over the keyboard like this, ready to push the button because I'm so terrified that I'm going to lose money on the trade. I am very, very comfortable with the amount of money that I'm down at the moment that the stock reaches my stop loss. I am not freaking out. I am not upset. Okay. All right. So that's the difference. But if I doubled my position size, I would not be as comfortable down at that stop loss as I am, because my risk would be outside of my risk tolerance and I would be very uncomfortable with the amount of money that I am down. You need to figure out what that number actually is. And you got to be honest with yourself what that number is, because you need to be able to let a stock go all the way down to your stop loss and then just be like, all right, exit, next. Not while it's working its way towards your stop loss. You're like, oh no, turn around, please. Oh no. If that's the way that you feel when the stock's approaching your stop loss, your size is too big. It's like if you go to a casino, okay? If you go to a casino and you're at the roulette table, and what is the dollar? You could, literally all of you could probably go to a roulette table and take a $5 chip and put it on red or black. And then they'll spin the wheel and you're not going to care what's happening on the table. You're going to look around. Maybe someone's yelling at the craps table. Maybe a server walks by. You ask for a drink. Maybe you go and smoke a cigarette or something. You don't care because it's $5. Nobody cares about $5. But start increasing that. Then it's a $10 chip. Then it's a $25. Then it's a $50. Then it's $100. Then it's a $200. At what point would you have to be focused on the wheel? Because now that becomes your risk tolerance. A lot of people think their risk tolerance is a lot higher than it actually is. You got to be honest with yourself on what that number is. Started in November and had to pull the trigger. Yes, legacy build. Well worth it. Can't wait to get on Jessica Woodard's level. A true rock star. Yes. Legacy build. Welcome to the lifetime membership. Another brand new lifer. Just became lifetime today. Yeah, Jessica. So for those who don't know who Jessica is one of the moderators in True Trading Group. Jessica actually started as a member. Jessica started out as a member of True Trading Group, and she is now one of our full-time trading moderators. Jessica had a banger day today. Jessica's been trading AMD, NVIDIA, Upstart. She's been having a fantastic week so far, trading the semis and Upstart.
He decided.
Hey, guys. Hey, Ari.
Whatever his passport is, he decided to turn on the cameras. I will watch him later.
Okay. Hi, Minna. Hi, Ari.
Say hi, Uncle Mike.
And this is what I'm going to do this tightly.
Oh, man. Noble Eagle. You saw that, bro? What? Oh, my goodness. The nickel squeeze. I got to tell you, Noble, everyone's talking about oil. And for those who don't know, Noble Eagle is a very experienced trader. Noble, you've been trading for like over 30 years, right? If I remember. But yeah, the nickel squeeze. So they actually halted trading of nickel on the LME. They halted trading of nickel. It was up. It was near like $100,000 for nickel, and it was a short squeeze. You had a very large nickel producer that was actually short nickel. And what's happening right now, as inflation and the prices of everything are rising drastically, it's actually causing a little bit of a liquidity crunch in a lot of these commodity areas. And then it's kind of like a self-fulfilling prophecy, because like as the prices go higher and as the volatility increases, liquidity actually dries up a little bit. But when liquidity dries up, that actually creates a lot more volatility in price action. When liquidity actually lessens, you get a lot more volatility in the price action. So it actually the volatility kind of feeds itself at that point. And you got a massive short squeeze on nickel. Everybody's been talking about oil, but I am more actually kind of concerned about these metals, because you don't have ways to screw around with the supply of the metals. You know, like oil, we can do things to balance out supply, or at least like try to add to supply. Like the U.S. is trying to sign a deal with Iran to get 1.3 million barrels. They're trying to do something with Venezuela that would probably bring on a few 100,000 barrels. If you can get between Iran and Venezuela, if we can add like 2 million barrels a day into supply, or probably it might be a little bit less than 2 million, it might be like 1.8 million, somewhere around there. That would be a dent. It was not going to solve the problem with oil, but it could have a little bit of an impact. But you can't do that. Or like you can go, OPEC, like the Saudis, they can start producing more. If OPEC produces more, if you get a deal with Iran, if you get something from Venezuela, that could add to the supply and cool off oil prices. Oil prices will still be elevated, but it can cool them off. Metals, you can't do that. There is no OPEC that controls oil's production and oil supply. There is no OPEC for metals and for like agriculture, for like wheat and all of these other things. So I'm more concerned with these areas and delivery of these products. It's kind of like the opposite is happening right now. Like what happened with nickel is kind of the opposite of what happened with oil futures back when oil went negative. It's a matter of, it's the functionality of the market and the deliverability of these futures contracts, and like you actually taking delivery of the physical commodity. That was the problem when oil went negative. When oil went negative, there was nowhere to store oil because nobody was using oil because the global economy was shut down. So it actually cost you money to take delivery of oil. It was an expense because you had to store it, and there was nowhere to store it. The storage fees were higher than what you can sell the oil for. So the futures contracts for oil actually went negative. And people could not understand how could oil be negative, because to actually take delivery of the physical product cost you money because you have to store it. So that's why oil actually went. It's like the opposite is happening right now when it comes to nickel and a lot of these other metals. So I'm like, I think that you're going to see more action like that. Like what you saw happen with nickel, I think you're going to see more of that in different commodities that are not as liquid, right? Like oil is extremely liquid commodities market. So is gold. But you have a lot of these other areas like nickel. Nobody on this live stream probably ever thought to even think about nickel. But nickel is actually used in what? The production of EVs, right? Electric vehicles, battery components, but there's so many other metals. You have aluminum, you have palladium, you have copper. Like the list of metal commodities goes on, and a lot of people don't really know about them. But those are the markets that are less liquid. And those are the markets that you might see some breakdowns in, like it's literally a breakdown of the functionality of that market, more so than it is like, nickel having a fundamental reason to be 100,000. It's more of a breakdown in the financial workings of that market. So it's going to get, I think that's only the first of, I think, Noble Eagle. I think we're going to see more of that, man. I think we're going to see more of that. I really do. How difficult is this market to trade in compared to others? Bull markets, bear markets, etc. I'm relatively new and do not have a strong frame of reference. BM, I got to tell you, this, this market environment that we are in right now, so far in 2022, like I was read today, I got spun around in some news. I'll talk to you guys about that a little bit later. But so far in 2022, we've been absolutely crushing it. The volatility right now that you've been getting with all of the things that have been taking place is extremely high. The VIX has been sitting over 30 now for a while. A VIX over 30 is a very, very volatile market. And volatility is not necessarily a bad thing. It's a bad thing for investors and portfolio managers. They have a headache when this stuff happens But for active traders like us, it's a godsend. I mean, it's a dream come true to have the SPY move 10, 11, 12 points from high to low in a single day. That provides you with such tremendous opportunity. It's not that it's a harder market to trade in. I actually, for one, believe that a very, very low volatility, choppy sideways market is harder to trade in than what you see now. Now is a market that's very fun to trade in. Bull markets and bear markets, I don't think one is necessarily easier to trade than the other. It all depends on what your mindset is and the strategy that you're implementing. Like, this is why being educated is so damn important in understanding when to make that shift. Like, I just did a workshop on how to trade in a down market, because a lot of people that have been got involved in the markets for over the last 2 years, you've never experienced a down market. Like, you're just used to buy the dip. That's all you've been told for the last 2 years. But now this year, you can't figure out why that's no longer working, because stocks don't just only go up. They also sometimes do go down. And you need to be able to take advantage of downward moves in the market and be able to profit in downward moves in the market. And I know I'm really, really simplifying and dumbing this down a little bit. And I know it's not this straightforward and this simple, but just so you understand what I'm talking about, in bull markets, you try to buy pullbacks, but in bear markets, you have to short rallies. Every single rally that we have seen so far in 2022 was nothing more than a short opportunity. And that's how we've been treating the markets. So far, every single meaningful bounce that we have seen in the overall markets, we have been meeting those bounces with put options. And then 1 day, 2 days, 3 days later, the markets are significantly lower than where they were on that bounce. And I'll just show you examples. Like, if we go out to a chart of the SPY, you will see that so far in 2022, every single bounce that we had was met with another sell-off, right? Every single bounce that you get, you are met with another sell-off. It's every single time. It's literally every single meaningful bounce, you are then met with another sell-off. And this is the difference, okay? This is the difference between a bull market and a bear market, right? Buying pullbacks versus shorting rallies. But being educated is the only way that you're going to be able to understand when is it time to make that switch between bull market, bear market, and understanding how to make money when the markets go down, understanding how to trade put options, understanding, what the UVXY is, what are some of the inverse ETFs, how to short. All of these things are things that you need to be able to understand, because that's how you're going to make money in this type of market environment. People that don't know what they're doing, they're just used to, I read something on Twitter, so I'm just going to buy the stock, and the stock went down, I'm just going to buy more because that's worked for me for the last 2 years. That's not working for you anymore. But it's one of the biggest mistakes that people make, because they get involved in the markets when everything's at all-time highs, and as soon as markets start pulling back, they don't know how to handle it. And that's why becoming educated in this market environment is so damn important. I must sound like a broken record to you people, but I'm dead serious. I told you at the beginning of this year that this is going to be the year of the active trader. I told you at the beginning of this year, do not buy the dip this year. We are going to go lower. I've been telling you that for months. And now that it's here, my TG fam and I have been crushing 2022. And I still think that we have more room to the downside. But my family members in True Trading Group are educated enough to know how to take advantage of this type of environment. And that's going to be the key. I'm curious right now, the people that are on the live stream, if you guys are on the live stream right now, if this is your first live stream, or maybe you're not a member of True Trading Group, do me a favor and just type the number 1 in chat. Just type the number 1 in chat right now, guys, if you're not a member of True Trading Group, or maybe this is your first live. Okay, we got the Unwise Owl. Wise Owl was actually the name of my preschool. Fernando Calero, Jason Jenkins, Gwen R. Damn, son. I like that username. The Fly Angler, Ronnie Petros, Rob Beef, Tony the Tiger, Big Will, Bonnie Peter, Favors a Trial. We got breaking news. We got beautiful, guys. A lot of number 1s that are coming through chat right now. I like what I see. It's Morodon, DeLevy. Beautiful, guys. All you that are typing the number 1, welcome. Welcome to the True Trading Live Stream. Guys, listen, don't go anywhere, okay? Do not go anywhere, folks, because in just about 15 minutes, I'm going to cover with you guys what happened to me today. I did have a red day today. I come on my live streams when I'm red, when I'm green. I tell you guys all about it. Today was a red day for me, but I'm going to explain to you guys what happened to me today, how I dealt with it, and more importantly, how I plan on coming and bouncing back tomorrow. And we're going to tell you guys what I think the market's going to do now as we move closer and closer and closer to D-Day, which is the Fed meeting, which actually has become a lot less important over the last couple of weeks. And I'll explain to you guys why that is. But right now, I'm going to explain to you guys how you can join the TG platform. There's a couple of people that are asking me about how to join the TG platform. So let me share this with you all quickly. And then when I'm finished telling you about how to join, I'm going to cover the main topics of the live stream with you guys. And that'll be, you know, what I think the market's going to do now here over the next couple of days and how we're going to make money from all of that. All of the people that just typed the number 1 in chat, if you're like most of the people that are on this live stream, very good chance you have a full-time job, limited time, maybe a family that demands any free time you actually do have. And you definitely don't have tens of thousands of dollars to get yourself started at trading in the markets. But the good news is that True Trading Group was literally built for people like you that work a full-time job, have a limited time, maybe only a couple $100 to get started with, or maybe you don't understand any of the things that I was talking about during the Q&A. Maybe there were certain terms that you don't know what they mean. Whatever the excuse is that you're making for yourself on why you can't do this, you're wrong. And True Trading Group can and will help you to make money to become a better trader. And if you don't believe me, I will prove that to you. Guys, I'm talking right now directly to members. If you're a member of the TTG family, very simple question. Are you making money with True Trading Group and becoming a better trader? If that answer is yes, I want you to type the number 1 in chat right now. Now, anyone that's not a member, my advice is to just count, if you can, if you're fast enough, how many people type the number 1 on this side of the screen, because all the people that you see that are typing the number 1 in chat, these are people that are members of True Trading Group that are sitting here telling you, I'm making money, I'm becoming a better trader. There's no difference between these people and you. They've got full-time jobs. They started with small accounts. They knew nothing when they first joined. And now here they are telling you that I am making money. Yes, hey, look at me. This is working for me. If they can do it, so can you. Okay, there's no difference between them and you. They found True Trading Group probably the same way that you did, and that's one of these live streams. And now here they are typing the number 1 in chat. They didn't get lucky. They didn't do this by gambling. They actually put in an effort on their own time, around their schedule, on their terms, and we simply gave them the education, the tools, the flexibility, and the mentorship in order to become successful. That is what the True Trading Group platform is. We're basically like the Netflix of trading communities, because just like Netflix, you pay one price, you get access to the core of everything that we have, right? So at True Trading Group, one price gets you the entire annual membership, which includes all of our courses, all of our tools, all of our resources. There's no upsells for that stuff. You get our daily chat room where all the mods share their screen and we're talking to you on the microphone throughout the course of the day. Collectively, we sport about an 80% win rate. You're going to get 2 small private study groups, a chance to get your questions answered by a TTG moderator. The Benzinga Pro newsfeed, I mentioned that to you earlier, to give you breaking to up to the second news alerts. TradingView premium charting software. The Trade Ideas scanner, which is the industry standard scanner. A trade simulator that lets you do stocks and options with fake money so you can practice, but it is with real-time data. Another scanner that actually lets you scan for crypto. You got dark pool data, unusual options activity, a full trading journal that actually tracks all of your trading, gives you statistics on your trading so you can see what you're doing wrong. A social sentiment scanner will tell you what stocks are being mentioned most on social media. Unlimited analyst ratings on any stock, insider buying and selling information, our daily watch list with the game plan on how the mods plan on trading those stocks. All of our courses, there's no like VIP pro courses that cost more money. All of our courses are included when you guys join. There's beginner and foundation courses, advanced courses, options, swing trading, trader psychology, crypto, how to trade during a market crash. All of it is included with your membership. There's no upsells for that stuff. It's a simplified and expanded upon version of what I learned that I worked at the fund in New York. Then we have a video library that has over 200 hours of workshops, like different topics that we cover. Don't forget, March 28th is my next live workshop. Okay, the psychology of trading, controlling emotions to achieve profitability. So all of that's included with your membership to TTG. Okay, the membership to True Trading Group, it normally is $2,212, and we were there just a few days ago. That was the price, and that's one hell of a deal, because not only are you getting the courses, the workshops, chats, alerts, everything, but you're also getting like over $4,000 worth of tools and resources from Benzinga, TradingView, Quote Media, CBOE, Polygon, Trade Ideas, ETNA, all everything I just mentioned to you before. But inflation's been a real mother effer for a lot of people, and I don't want retail investors to kind of feel like they're being priced out of the exact education that they need in order to actually thrive in this type of environment and actually counteract inflation. Okay, inflation at 7%. We might push close to a 10% inflation number. The next inflation reading that we get. I mean, inflation up around 7 to 10%. But one way to combat that inflation is you to actually be able to make money in the markets while markets are going down and be able to participate in the opportunities that market presents to you. So I don't want people to feel like they're priced out of it. So what we've actually done at True Trading Group is, instead of charging $22.12, what we have actually done, and tonight's going to be the last night for this. We were actually supposed to change this price tonight, but we wanted to extend it just one more day. And then after tonight, tomorrow, the price will actually be going up. So everyone that wants to join TTG now and actually be able to take advantage of what you're seeing happen in the market, so that when the dust even settles, even if you're not an active trader. Now, listen, we're active traders. We make money when the markets go down. But even if you're not going to be an active trader, learning how to take advantage of a down market to then build wealth in your long-term portfolio for years to come is also something that you guys can greatly benefit during this time. So instead of paying $22.12, we were actually brought the price all the way down to $11.99. Okay, $11.99. That gets you, that's a 45% discount because of everything that's been going on with inflation. I want everybody to feel like they have access to the information that they need. Okay. So I really want to make myself very clear with that for everyone here at True Trading Group. $11.99. You just have to go to ttgoffer.com. You enter the coupon code TTG121, and that'll get you the big 45% discount. Okay. I don't want you guys to feel like you're priced out of this stuff. I don't want you to have to make a decision between, do I get educated so I can actually build a long-term portfolio during this time, or do I worry about how I'm paying for groceries next month? I don't want you to have to make that decision. And the next 10 people to use that coupon code will also get themselves a brand new free laptop upon becoming TTG certified. Okay. Becoming TTG certified means that you've completed our courses and you've passed our quizzes. It's a badge of honor for our members. They wear it proud. You get a certificate. You can hang it on your wall, put it on your desk. You also get a green check mark next to your username. It lets you know that you have completed a simplified yet expanded upon version of the professional level of education that I received when I worked at the fund in New York. Okay, our members wear it proud. It's a badge of honor for them. So for the next 10 people that use the code TTG121, you will get that brand new free laptop. We cover the shipping costs. We ship anywhere in the world. Okay, we do cover that shipping cost. It's totally free for you. That's for the next 10 people. These are the last 10 laptops that we've got left over. After we sell out of these 10, we will be switching to Amazon Kindles. Okay, so if you are the 11th person to join the TG family tonight, then you will be getting an Amazon Kindle. You'll know you're getting one of the 10 laptops as long as you see a laptop in your checkout cart. You see one in your checkout cart, that means you're getting one. If you see an Amazon Kindle, that means we've sold out of laptops and you are getting a Kindle. Okay. And then I also want to make sure that everyone here understands that I said to you earlier on this live stream that results matter. Your results matter. Okay. Because nobody else's results are paying your bills. I could have a 100% win rate, but if you're not making money, that's a problem. So your results are what matter at True Trading Group. I do not have a 100% win rate, by the way. Okay. That was hypothetically speaking. Okay. Your results matter, and we measure your results through your P&L. anyone that joins True Trading Group. I believe so strongly in our ability to help you become successful. I am that confident in our program and our platform and our ability to help you succeed that anyone that joins True Trading Group goes through our courses, passes our quizzes, and that's not the catch. You get the answer key for our quizzes, by the way. Don't cheat because you're only going to cheat yourself. You need to know what you understand and what you don't. Okay, but you do get the answer key. So go through the courses, pass the quizzes, and attend one study group. That's all I ask. Do those 3 things over the year of your membership. If you do not make back the $11.99 at least once during your membership, not only will I give you the $11.99 back, I'm going to give you double the $11.99 back. I will give you $2,398 back. That's how confident I am in the TTG platform and our ability to help you become successful. All you guys have to do is go to ttgoffer.com. I'm removing your risk. Invest $11.99 in an education and platform that can help you actually counteract inflation and take advantage of the opportunities that the markets are presenting you, so that when the dust settles, and the dust will settle, and you'll look back years from now and say, man, am I glad that I took advantage of that opportunity. You know how many people said that last year? They said, oh man, if only I bought during the COVID crash. You know how many people said that in 2009? If only I bought in 2009. Don't be one of those people. All right. So if you guys fail with our platform, you're essentially getting a 100% return on your investment, and you're going to keep the free laptop. So I'll give you $23.98 back, and you'll get to keep the free laptop. Just go to ttgoffer.com and use the code TTG121. You actually have to click apply code. You got to enter the code, click apply code. It's not just going to be $11.99 automatically. If you don't enter that coupon code, you're going to pay the $22.12. Don't do that. Okay, we're bringing the price down for everybody right now because, you know, it's just crazy what's going on with inflation. You know, my wife and I are just 2 people, and she went to the grocery store the other day and spent like $220. And I'm like, she has like 2 bags. I'm like, what? What are you talking about? Her friend is a family of 5, and she went to Costco, and I know she bought like a lot of stuff because it's Costco. So you buy meat at Costco, you buy like a ton of meat, but she spent $1,000, $1,000 on groceries from Costco. Are you kidding me? Like the $5-6 gallon of gas is crazy. That's crazy, and I feel like, when markets go down, right? Markets are finally going down. Stocks are not at all-time highs. Stocks are at more realistic prices. And the average person doesn't have the extra cash to take advantage of it. It sucks. That's why at True Trading, we have decided to bring our price from $22.12 down to $11.99, but it's only going to stay there until tonight. Tomorrow, we are moving it over $1,200. Okay, so if you guys want that $11.99 price point, you got to jump on it right here, right now. Okay, so it's ttgoffer.com. If you have questions about the membership, you guys can send a text message to 201-775-9702. The phone number is at the bottom of your screen. If you have questions about the membership, 201-775-9702. All right. And that's all, folks. Okay. So there's that. All right, guys. Now, I'm going to take a quick little sip of water, and then we're going to talk about the overall markets. We'll talk about what happened to me today with this news. I was so pissed off today. I'm not going to lie to you guys. Okay. So, we got a new member, Franklin. Everybody welcome Franklin. Everybody welcome Franklin, the newest member of the TTG family. 9 of those laptops now remain. 9 of those laptops now remain. Everybody welcome Franklin. Guys, go to ttgoffer.com. TTG121 coupon code if you guys want to grab one of those free laptops. And then don't forget, you got your double your money back guarantee. You know, not much else that I can do to help kind of secure your guys' investment in yourself and get the education platform they need. Now we have Marvin, newest member of the TG family. 8 of those laptops now remain. Just 8 left. Oh wow, Noble. Are we back to 130? I just saw Noble. I just saw your comment about oil at 130. Are we at 130 right now? I just saw your comment about 130. But yeah, I think the oil is gonna keep going higher. So yeah, guys, everybody welcome Marvin. So 8 of those laptops now remain. TTGoffer.com, TTG121 coupon code. All right. And then after tonight, as I said, after the 8 laptops are done, you'll get a free Kindle. And then the price is going to go up after midnight tonight. Okay. All right. Now let's talk about what happened today. I got spun around today, and I'm not happy about it. Right? Here's where I got spun around. Okay, here's where I got spun around, because let me tell you what happened to me. And I'm not happy about it. Okay. So I'm sitting here during the day. I got CNBC on my television. And a piece of news comes out through Bloomberg that says that Ukraine is saying that they're not going to join NATO. And they were reporting it as if it was like breaking news. Then BBC reported the same thing. And I'm saying to myself, okay, I also know that they held a 3rd round of potential ceasefire talks to start the week. Now, today, for the first time, this is the 3rd time that they have tried to do a ceasefire to allow for civilians to evacuate. Okay, this is the 3rd time. The first 2 times, Russia did not hold to it, and they continued airstrikes that actually killed a lot of civilians. So the first 2 times that they tried to do this over the weekend, it did not work. This time, 3rd time's a charm. Russia actually held to the ceasefire to allow for civilians to evacuate. So I'm thinking to myself, that in itself, not a major development, but at least it's a step in the right direction towards possible diplomacy and negotiations. So I already know that that's taken place, that the ceasefire has held up. Civilians are being allowed to evacuate. Great. Good news, right? Forget about the markets. That's just being a human being. That's excellent news. I hope everybody that wants to leave can get out, and they can get out safely. So that's great news. Then, as we get deeper into the day, I get this breaking news from Bloomberg and then BBC that says Ukraine's not going to join NATO. And all of a sudden, algorithms went batshit crazy. Algorithms went absolutely nuts in the SPY. Just ferocious buying comes into the SPY out of nowhere, tied directly to this news. And I'm watching CNBC, and Scott Wapner, who is doing a live segment with guests, and he asked them a bunch of questions, his producer in his earpiece tells him the same piece of news. And Scott Wapner goes, oh, wait, hold on, guys. It looks like we're getting a breaking news here that Ukraine is not going to join NATO. And I'm saying to myself, I thought that this was something that we already talked about this. Like Zelensky actually did an interview the night before where this was actually said. And all this was a France 24 or something. It's a news channel through ABC that recirculated the news. And then Bloomberg, BBC, CNBC, Benzinga all picked it up as if it was breaking news. Now, when I saw this, and I'm just talking to you guys through now that the trade is already over, I look at myself, I'm like, man, you're an idiot. Like now that it's over, I'm actually really upset with myself. But listen, I'm transparent with you guys. You know, I make mistakes too. Today was a red day for me. So I come up here and I do the booms when I hit a home run, but I also come up here and I also tell you guys about when I lose money too. It goes both ways, right? Anyone that's not willing to talk to you about their losers is full of shit. Okay. Be mindful of those people. But anyway, so I decided at that moment that I'm like, okay, I'm going to take a quick trade here. If this is actually true, then my thoughts were that maybe there was actually real progress made in the third round of talks between Russia and Ukraine. And that's all I got. All I got was the headline from Bloomberg, then BBC, and then Scott Wapner picking it up on CNBC Live. Now, again, Scott Wapner is doing a live segment. So the only way he would see that news is if his producer tells him in his earpiece. So when that happened, that's when I said to myself, okay, if the producer of CNBC, the show, thinks this is important enough to tell Scott, so he says it on air, this has to be something new. So I went and I tried to short oil. I know. I went and I tried to short oil. And then after everything kind of people start to get their bearings a little bit and more digging starts to get done, everyone then now starts to realize that this is recirculated news. Everyone's realized this is not something new. Now, I thought that this was like a groundbreaking event with peace talks. That's what I thought. It was more along the lines of, okay, if this is new, then maybe that means like real progress was made in the third round of talks, and they've got the ceasefire going to let civilians evacuate. Now you've got this. I thought this was like a concession. I thought like Ukraine was like conceding a specific point, and I was like, the algorithms went crazy. You just look what happened to oil when that news came out. Look what happened to oil. Algorithms went nuts when this came across the wire. Look at the volume that came through on the USO. Look at the volume. Everybody welcome Jeffrey. Jeffrey, newest member of the group. Everybody welcome Jeffrey. Jeffrey, newest member. There's only 7 of these laptops left. Everybody welcome Jeffrey. Everybody welcome Jeffrey. All right. TTGoffer.com, TTG121 coupon code. Okay. So again, my thought process here, it wasn't so much the fact that, okay, like Ukraine's withdrawing their bid for NATO. It was more the fact that I thought that this must mean that there was real progress made in the third round of peace talks. That was my thinking. Okay. So, you know, the news broke, the algorithms went nuts. Okay. You see this huge drop in USO, huge spike in volume. So what I did, I waited I wasn't going to chase the move lower. I waited for a bounce, and then I went and I shorted oil. I waited for this little bounce. I took my short oil. And then it turns out that it was nonsense. And then I covered my oil position right here. It wasn't a huge loss. It was just like a regular losing trade. It wasn't like, oh my goodness, I just got crushed. I shorted here and I covered here. It wasn't like the end of the world, but I got spun around. I got caught up in that news, and I was so frustrated with it. Like I was very, very, very angry about it, because it was like, when it first came across, I didn't really think it was anything serious. I'm like, oh, this really isn't news. And then when Scott Wapner said it, I'm like, wait a second, this must be. Why else would the producer of a live segment on CNBC tell that in his earpiece? Because they must think that this is breaking news. I have to say it on air. So that was it. That's what happened to me. Otherwise, I would have never in a million years thought to short oil. I'm bullish on oil. The only way that I think you get a meaningful pullback in oil is if there is an immediate, ceasefire completely, and there's a diplomatic resolution between Russia and Ukraine. Then oil can come down a little bit. I still think oil stays elevated. But I went after this as like a quick trade. I thought maybe there was going to be some more downside there. I thought there was going to be maybe some profit taking that kicks in. If this was in fact like a breaking news event. And it turns out that it wasn't. It's old news. It's a comment that Zelensky made in an interview from Monday evening. It didn't even happen today. It happened yesterday in an interview, and it was taken out of context completely. And I lost money on it. So that's what happened to me today. Oil, trading higher. I'm glad that I covered the position. But that's what happened to me today. So some confusion there with the news. It happens, I guess, call it a occupational hazard. But I wanted to give you guys, my thought process there. I wanted you to understand my thought process. And like I said, I share with you my wins and my losses, folks. Okay. My red days and my green days. You get them both. All right. So that's that. Okay. Now let's talk about the overall markets though, and try to figure out where do we go now from here. Okay. In my opinion, today is very damaging from a technical standpoint. We would have been better off today if that news never came across the wire and algorithms never kicked it on. I'm telling you, algorithms kicked this on when that news release came out. Okay, that is what this was. You can even see, look at the volume that came in when that news came across the wire. This was algorithmic buying that stepped in on that release. Okay, we would be better off from a technical standpoint if this never happened. Let me explain to you why. All we did today was rally right up to a major level of resistance. It's the 427, 428. If you follow my live streams for a little while, you'll know that over the last couple of days, I've been talking to you about the importance of 428, 427. If that level breaks, I told you that I think we go much lower. Well, that level broke yesterday. Okay, here it is. Now I'll make this line a little bit bigger for you guys. Okay, for those that are looking at it on maybe a smaller screen, but take a look. This was a key level of support for the SPY over the last week or so, right? This is a key level of support. Well, we broke that yesterday, sold it hard, and then you get this, I don't want to call it fake news because the news was real. It was just completely out of context. And then we rally right up. But where did we rally right up to? The resistance level. And then what happens? Everybody realizes that it's recirculated news and the market sells back off. So now all you've accomplished was a technical retest and rejection at a key resistance level. That's not a good sign from a technical basis. To rally back up to that level and then get rejected as hard as we did, so much so that when you close at a brand new fresh low of the day, if we close right around here, it'd be like, okay. But no, we sold that off hard as hell. And that's not good from a technical standpoint. I think we really do need to go down. I really do believe, and I've been saying this ever since the day that Russia invaded, I think we have to go back down and we have to test this level. And I, for one, believe that this level actually does break. I do believe that we are going to break that level. Does it happen tomorrow? Maybe not, but within the next couple of days, within the next week, maybe you get a bounce off of this level. Maybe we get down to it. You get a little bit of a bounce off of here, and maybe you do, one of these, right? Maybe you do something like this. But eventually, I do believe that that level does break. And I do believe that we are going to trade this thing lower. I do believe that the S&P needs to get down towards that 20% drawdown. The NASDAQ is already there. The S&P's got, about 6.5% to go, somewhere around there. And that would take you right down into the key support zone that I have my eyes on. And that is this level down here around 400. This is the support zone that I believe could serve as a potential bottom, a short-term bottom. But I think we really need to get down and really violate this low. I think we have to violate the February low, violate it, have a massive volume day, and then take it back. And this would set us right up for the Fed, because the Fed is going to be on March 16th. Okay, March 16th is going to be the Fed meeting. Now, the Fed's going to give you a 25 basis point hike. Everybody knows that now. Jerome Powell basically told everybody this last week when he was in front of Congress. I've never seen anything like that before in my life, where a Fed chair gives you exactly what they're going to do 2 weeks before a Fed meeting. I've never seen it before. I've asked people that have been doing this a lot longer than me. They said they've never seen that before. But nonetheless, he did it. So you're going to get 25 basis points on Wednesday, the 16th. It's not going to be a surprise. Everyone's going to know it's coming. It's everything else that Jerome Powell is going to say in the press conference that's going to potentially move the markets. Now, I hope, and people that are bullish, okay, people that are bullish believe that the Russia-Ukraine war is a reason for the Fed to not raise rates. I think that's a huge mistake if the Fed does not raise rates. They have to stop inflation. It is completely out of control. It is not sustainable. You've got to raise. You've got to raise. It's unfortunate to raise in the face of what is already a bear market in the NASDAQ, but you've got to do it. Inflation is just out of control. You've got to do it. You can't let inflation go to 10%. You've got to start raising. The fact that the Fed is still buying assets and securities drives me absolutely insane. I cannot believe that there's still quantitative easing taking place. Makes zero sense. That should have stopped months ago. It should have stopped months ago. But yet here we are. Okay. So we're getting 25 basis points. I still believe the markets go lower. Yes, we probably can get a bounce off of this February low. A lot of traders are watching for this low. So you probably do get buyers in front of this area. You probably get buyers in front of here. But then I think the rug gets pulled out and the buyers realize that level's not going to hold, and then you're going to trade it lower. That's what I believe. If there's any escalation with Russia, if there's any where things get a little bit more serious between Russia and the U.S. or Russia and NATO countries, we'll have to wait and see what happens there. I actually saw a survey today that they had on CNBC that 79% of Americans, 79%, would support a military reaction if Russia attacks a NATO country. 79%. That's a very, very, very high number of people that are in favor of military action. So you just got to pay attention. If there's an escalation with Russia and NATO, that would give you a catalyst to move lower. If the CPI number that's coming out, if that number is pushing towards 10%, that can cause the markets to really move lower, because the people that are bullish on the market, and there still are people that are bullish, which is why I don't believe that the low is in, because there still are people that are bullish, and you got to get rid of those people. Those people have to say, you know what, that's it. That's it. The hell with it. The market's going lower. You need everybody to be bearish in order for the markets to put in the bottom. And there's still people that are still bullish. But those people think that inflation has peaked. So your next CPI number should be flat. It's not going to be. I don't believe it's going to be. I think it's going to still be hot, so it's still going to be increasing, which then maybe can start to negate the people that say, hey, inflation's peaked. Well, once you see the CPI number, you see it has not peaked. And then you're going to realize a 25 basis point hike, that's not going to cut it. That's going to do nothing to inflation. You're not going to have a meaningful impact on inflation until interest rates are at least 1.5%, at least. So I'm still looking for that capitulation low. I'm looking for a day where the markets trade over 200 million shares on the SPY, and we have a nice, big, fat, nasty, ugly red day. So I think we still go lower. All right. I think we still go lower. All right. And then even once we do bottom, there's going to be so much resistance up here. There's going to be so much resistance up here. You're below all three of your major moving averages. You got a death cross coming up here, 50-day, 200-day moving average. Hasn't happened yet. It already happened on the Qs. Qs already gave you a death cross. That's bearish. That's bearish. When the 50-day moving average crosses underneath the 200-day, That is bearish. So even when the bottom is in, even when the bottom is finally in and the markets start bouncing back, you're going to have a lot of resistance up there. You're going to have a lot of resistance up there. So a lot of damage has been done from a technical standpoint, but this leaves us with tremendous opportunities in the overall market. Okay. When the dust settles, folks, you're going to be able to buy all of the stocks that you wish you owned. Like that's a thing. That's a thing you have to understand. All the stocks you wish you owned, you're going to have the opportunity to buy them at prices you never thought you would ever see again. How many of you ever thought you would see how many of you ever thought you would see Tesla at $600 ever again? When Tesla was here, did you ever think Tesla would go back to here? Many of you probably never thought that Tesla would ever see 600 ever again. Well, Tesla will go back down into this region. That's what I believe. How many of you never thought that you would ever be able to buy Square? When Square was trading up at, $200, did you ever think that Square would go back to here? Many of you probably would say, never in a million years would I ever believe. Well, now it's called Block. Would I ever believe that we were going to have a chance to buy Block underneath 100? Well, guess what? It's already there. Okay, you take a look at PayPal. Did you ever think you were going to be able to buy PayPal at $100? No. But yet here we are. Meta, let's not even talk about that. Did you ever think Meta was going to go back under 200? Most of you probably never thought that. Okay, NVIDIA. Did you ever think you were going to get NVIDIA under 200? Guess what? It's coming. Okay, it's coming. This is coming. And you're going to have an opportunity to buy these stocks at prices that when the stock was here, you would have begged me to give you shares at those prices. You would have begged me. That opportunity is coming. Your long-term portfolios are going to have an opportunity to be star-studded when this dust settles. Get your butts educated now so that when those opportunities present themselves, you are able to act on it. I have not added to a single one of my tech holdings yet, but I will. And when I do, my entire TTG family will know about it. I will tell all of you when I add to my long-term portfolio. I have not added anything there yet. The only thing that I've done is when I sold 50% of my holdings at the end of last year. Very, very happy that I did, by the way. Okay. I sold out by the end of October. I was out of about 50% of my long-term holdings by the end of October. And now here we are. And I'm, obviously, very, very happy with that. And all I really did was I moved some money obviously into the energy sector because that was my number one pick this year. But I still have a lot of cash that's sitting there from when I reduced my holdings in the tech sector, and I have not added to anything in tech yet. But I will. And you're going to be able to get Apple, I think, under the two. I'll tell you when the bottom, you can't even think about a bottom until Apple cracks. You can't even think about a bottom until Apple cracks. Apple hasn't done anything. It's still above the 200-day. Apple is still above the 200-day moving average. You need Apple to crack. That's when Apple cracks, that's when you will know everybody's bearish now. You need Apple to crack. And I'll tell you where I think Apple is a buy. Apple's a buy once you get down here to 140. But you need Apple to crack that 200-day moving average. And then I'll start thinking about maybe adding to my long-term portfolio. You need Apple to crack. The day that Apple cracks that's when I will start looking for that capitulation low, where you get the flush when even Apple gets sold hard. Now you'll have nothing left to hold the S&P up higher. You need Apple to crack the 200-day. That's what I think. And that's what I'm looking for. Okay. That's what I'm going to be looking for. Okay. So that's it, folks. There you have it. All right. Those are my thoughts on the overall market. Now you guys have a better understanding of kind of what happened to me today. And I, fully transparent here on True Trading, guys. I share everything with you, the good, the bad, the ugly, the sexy. And those are my thoughts on the overall market. I still do believe that we go lower. And the TG fam and I are still going to be on top of everything that we see. All this volatility, it's tremendous. It's an amazing opportunity. We're going to continue to keep hitting this. It's been an amazing 2022 so far, and we're just going to keep riding this. We're going to keep riding this. We're going to keep shorting bounces because that's all I believe that, rallies are just opportunities to short. And that's what I believe. And I'm going to believe that until I'm confident that a low is in. And I'm not confident that a low is in. The day I believe the low is in, I will come on this live stream and I will tell you I believe that the low is in. I do not believe the low is in. I've been saying it the entire year, and I still think we go lower. Okay? So what I'd like to do here now, folks, is before I wrap things up and let you guys go for this evening, I want to show you the TGG platform, the tools, the resources, everything that's included. Because do not forget, today is your last day to get access to the platform for less than $1,200, $1,199. That's a 45% discount. You're also going to get the free laptop. There's 7 left. And you have the double your money back guarantee. Don't forget that. We stand behind this platform and we are confident in our ability to help you become successful and reach your goals. So if you do not make the $11.99 back, I will give you $23.98 at the end of your membership. That's how confident we are in our ability to help you succeed. Let me show you the platform and show you everything that you get access to. Because when you join True Trading Group, folks, you are gaining access, of course, to our daily trading chat room. Myself, plus 8 other professional traders are sharing their screen with you so you see what they see. We are all live on the microphone talking to you the same way that I'm talking to you now. We're there from pre-market until after hours. You get all of our trade alerts in real time. We're sporting a collective win rate of about 80%. There's a journal on our website. It tracks every buy and sell that our mods make, so you can go and see for yourself how would you be performing if you followed along with our trade alerts. All right. You're also going to get 2 small private study groups. This is your chance to get individual attention from one of the TGD Pro traders to make sure your questions can get answered. Then you've got our Benzinga Pro newsfeed. The Benzinga newsfeed will give you live breaking up to the second news alerts inside of chat without delay. If you wanted this news feed and you went to Benzinga on your own, you would have to pay $1,400 a year to have access to this. It is included for $11.99, as well as everything else I'm showing you right now. TradingView's premium charting software, one of the most commonly used charting softwares by active traders, yours free. Trade Ideas, industry standard AI scanner, yours free. Make sure you're always focused on the hottest stocks with this scanner. Then you have our simulator. Practice trading stocks and options with fake money first before you start risking your hard-earned money, please. Okay? Please practice on the simulator first. We also have our own scanner. Hold on one second, guys. Okay, we also have our own scanner. Same functionality as FinViz Elite. Also lets you scan for crypto, for my crypto enthusiasts out there. We have dark pool data and unusual options activity. Okay. Dark pool data and unusual options activity. This is stuff used to only be available to professionals, not anymore. Now it's the fingertips of our TG family. This is how we level the playing field and empower the retail trader. Guys, the code word for tonight, if you're not a member of True Trading Group, don't worry about this. This is for members only. Okay. We do a lot of fun giveaways with members. Okay. This is part of one of them. The code word for tonight is fake news. The code word for tonight is fake news. All right. That is the code word for tonight. Fake news. All right. You're also going to get a trading performance journal. Okay. The trading performance journal will track all of your trades and give you statistics so you can see what you are doing wrong. It's a game changer when you're trying to make adjustments to improve on your trading. A social sentiment scanner will scour through stock tweets, Reddit, and Twitter and tell you what stocks are being mentioned the most so you can stay ahead of the crowd. Unlimited analyst ratings on any stock you are interested in, insider buying and selling information. This can be a real game changer when you're trying to make trading and investment decisions. You're going to get our watch list and our game plan every day. You'll know what stocks the mods in True Trading Group are looking at and how we intend on trading them. Then you have the courses, a simplified yet expanded upon version of what I learned when I worked at the fund. There are no VIP pro courses that cost more money. They're all included. No upsells for courses, no upsells for tools in True Trading Group. There's beginner and advanced courses. There's options, swing trading, trader psychology, crypto, how to trade during a market crash. All of it is included. It's all in text and video format, whichever is easier for you to learn. And then on top of the courses, there's a video library that has over 200 hours of additional educational video content. These are workshops and webinars that we've conducted, like how to grow a small account, how to trade while working a full-time job, just to name a few. And then anything we add to the platform in the future, it's included. You don't pay extra for a new course. You don't pay extra for a new tool. It is automatically included. Yes. Hey, Mike, you have all those tools, but what if I don't know how to use those tools? Is there directions on how to use them? Yes, Money Trades. We have tutorial videos on our website on how to use all of those tools. Okay, we have tutorial videos on how to use all those tools. So again, folks, you can get all of that for a 45% discount. All right. At True Trading Group, we say F inflation, and we're going to knock our prices down while everybody else is raising prices and the price of everything in your life is going higher. True Trading Group's price is going down for you. Okay. I don't want you guys to price yourselves out. I don't want you to feel like you can't afford this. This education can pay itself off in spades over the course of your career and help you guys reach financial goals that you never thought were possible. So you can go to ttgoffer.com right now, use the code TTG121, get a 45% discount, get the 2 small private study groups, get a brand new free laptop for the next 7 people that join. We even cover the shipping costs. We ship anywhere in the world, and you get a double your money back guarantee. Ask yourself what you really have to lose. I'm literally sitting here telling you, and it's on the website too. I'm literally telling you, if you go through our courses, pass our quizzes, and attend 1 study group, and still do not make back the $11.99, I will give you back $2,398. That is double what you paid for your membership. So basically, if our program fails you, you get a 100% return on your investment. That's how confident I am in our ability to help you become successful. That's how I put my money where my mouth is. It's time for you to do the same. We also have a 1-week trial. If you're still not ready to join, you're still unsure, you can join us for a full week. Go to ttgthree.com. It is only $3. We charge $3 just to make sure that you are a real person and we don't have like a bunch of bots that come into our chat room and start spamming chat with a bunch of stupid things. So that's why we charge $3 for the 1-week trial. Okay, it's $3. Everybody has $3. There's no automatic upgrade. There's no reoccurring payment. It's literally just a one-time payment of $3. You can be with us for a full week, experience what it's like to be part of the TTG family, navigate the platform, be in chat, use our mobile app. We have a mobile app that lets you, even if you're not in front of your computer, you can stay connected to our chat room. And through the mobile app, you can see the screen share. You can participate in the chat. You can listen to the audio analysis. And you also get real-time push notifications whenever one of the moderators enters or exits a trade. That's how so many of our members are able to be successful even while they work full-time jobs. So just go to ttgthree.com if you guys want to join us for the 1-week trial. Otherwise, go to ttgoffer.com and enter the code TTG121 to get the 45% discount. The price goes over $1,200 at midnight tonight. So today's your last chance to get it for under $1,200. The next 7 people get a free laptop, and you all get that double your money back guarantee. Thanks for joining me tonight, folks. I hope this live stream was helpful. I will see you all in chat tomorrow. Have a great night, everybody.